Good morning, you guys. Happy Wednesday. So before we jump into today's topic, which is stories, we practice our gratitude. 5 things you are grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. Hey, Betty, good morning. Brenda said, and I need a cook and a housekeeper. Like, girl, I'll tell you one thing. We got a one of those robot vacuums, a Roomba or whatever, and oh my gosh, it is crazy. Like, I'll just start her and work on something else, and it's like I'm being able to clean 2 things at once. It makes my heart so happy. And then as far as cooking goes, I enjoy cooking, but I need to work on time management. I wouldn't be mad at a housekeeper and cook though, but robot vacuum does make life a lot easier. So 5 things you are grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. For those watching the replay and can't see chat, Brenda said that she needs a cook and a housekeeper. All right, guys. If you need to pause it and write it down, for sure do that. We're just going to jump on into things, but gratitude is just so important. And if I could...
Hey, Kayla, how do you do your slides? What do you do those on?
Oh, this is on Google Docs.
Google Docs. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. Thank you.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Ask away. Yep. This is just Google Docs. What you guys are seeing every single time I do a Zoom is Google Docs. I like having notes, and then I know a lot of you guys screenshot these to reuse. And so it's what works. What I don't like though is what I was saying is you can't see my face on the replays. Like, you can't see, like, what we see. I don't know what y'all see, but what I see over here is like all of our little faces. They don't show that on the replay, and I don't like that. You only see the
you should be able to. In my company, when they do recordings, you can see the replay. So you may just have to like play around with it or like Google it how to, be able to see your face in the replay, because I know we can in our trainings see them on the replay.
Yeah. Well, I for sure will. Yeah, Brenda saves the slides. I knew you were one of them. There's a few others that do too. And I mean, it works because it just works. I like having slides. It makes me feel all teachery. And it takes me back to my teacher days. Okay, Wednesday gratitude. 5 things you're grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. Now let's talk stories. So you have probably heard whenever somebody says stories, show behind the scenes. Whenever I'm coaching someone on stories, first thing they say, Kayla, my life is so boring. Like, every single person. Kayla, my life is so boring. I don't ever have anything going on. There's nothing to show them. And I'm like, well, like, seriously, what did you do today? Well, I knitted and I crocheted. And I'm like, people want to see that. I was like, what did you eat today? Well, I ate some salad. People want to see that. What did you watch on TV today? Well, I watched some Kardashians. People want to see that. Like I'm serious. People want to see those things. Everybody eats. Everybody probably watches TV or something at some point in time. What are you doing? Like, seriously, at any point, I could do a story right now just saying, starting my morning off with momentum makers on a Zoom. What are you doing at any point in time? I work with someone and we actually set alarms on her phone to go off throughout the day where she just flips the camera around and shows people what she's doing. This is my office right now. This is where I'm working from. This is what's going on. And it doesn't even matter. If your feet are propped up and you're laid on the couch and you're working from right there. This is my office right now, feet propped up. If you have a full-time job and you're on lunch break and you're sitting in your car, this is my office right now, just put on lunch break and answering some messages. Love having a side hustle. Seriously, guys, that's what people want to see. What are you doing? And then what are your kids or your dogs? I don't know why I didn't do other animals like cats and stuff, but what are your kids or pets doing? Turn the camera around on them. That's stories. People want to see behind the scenes. If I flip through your stories and all I see is your company and your company and your product, you are no different than anyone else in your company. These things are what makes you different. These things are what people want to see in stories anyways. And then you just sprinkle in your company and product. Like truly, that's how the setup should be. People want to see who you are. And we talk about this all the time. Jacob said my dog got more birthday message wishes off Facebook than I did. That is hilarious. Brenda said my dog and grandson are in my stories and statuses. Heck yeah. But stories, it's one of those things that people love to see. And I like it because you can see who viewed them. And one of my biggest tips is messaging your story viewers, especially the ones that watch until the end. So if I'm telling you to message your story viewers, but you're not doing stories, we have a problem. Stories need to be done every single day. But the cool thing is you usually eat every single day. You usually do something every single day, or your kids do, or your pets do. You may even watch TV every single day. Here you go. You have a story every single day. We've got to stop overthinking this. We have to stop complicating it. It's the people that show these random things that get the most story views. And you want to know why? Because other humans relate to them. It's people that only show their product and their company that people swipe, because you are not showing any kind of thing for them to relate to. And if you are, it's very rare. So we want to start showing more of this. And that's why whenever I do content creation for people I work one-on-one with, and we do stories, and we want to tie in their product or company with their life, we are pulling things that show what they're doing throughout the day. Maybe they had a family day, maybe they had a birthday party day. And so we're using all of those pictures and short videos. Anybody I work one-on-one with, if they do anything, I'm constantly telling them, take all the pictures and take all the 15-second video clips that you can, because then we use that and we create a story with it, and they can save it and use it over and over. But that way people are seeing behind the scenes. They're seeing little pieces of your life, but you're also able to drip company and product with it. When you can put those together, it's a good thing. But sometimes people just want to see what's going on behind the scenes, unedited, just flipping the camera around. I know it's on here too, but also flipping the camera around on selfie mode and just talking to them about anything. So this is what people want to see. I wanted to show you guys, you don't have to overcomplicate it. It's not like, oh, I'm going to have such a good story because I'm doing something today. No, you have such a good story because you're eating, because you're watching something, because you're doing something like the normal doing, not like going to Six Flags or going to the beach, or it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. Just living life and showing behind the scenes is what people are attracted to. Jacob said, I used company graphics to lead through to my questions. So you're saying it would probably be better to create my own pictures and my own words, just like what I'm posting. It would. Stories algorithm has not gotten to the point where, okay, so Facebook algorithm, if you use a picture that's been posted before, you're like cut off immediately. Like nobody's going to see it. If you put a link in your post, nobody's going to see it. If you say certain words in your post, nobody's going to see it. Like we all know that, right? You know that. Certain words, a picture that's been used before, a link, nobody. Facebook's like 0. Nobody's going to see it. Stories are not to that point yet. But if you can make your own graphics, it may, I don't know. That may be something you kind of play around with your audience and see how your audience responds. But I'm sure stories will get to that point where we do need to start making our own graphics. Such a good question. Okay, so I want to show y'all some stuff. Creating on Instagram and sharing on Facebook. That's what I do. Now I want to show you guys some fun tools that you can use. Yeah, I usually just use Instagram to make my stories because, guys, I don't think you realize all the different things you can do on Instagram. Did y'all know this? I don't know why it's pulled up to that. Something I'm showing you. Okay, so you go to Instagram, and then see, people that watch the replay are probably not going to see me doing this. Oh, well. Okay, so you go to Instagram, and then you click on your story, add to your story, right? So here we are. Yours is probably going to come to this screen, okay? Oh, there I am. Oh, there I am. Okay, so yours is probably going to come to this screen. If you scroll all the way over to the magnifying glass, this allows you to search effects. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of my favorite effects. So go to search effects. If you search for mock-up, M-O-C-K-U-P, it's going to come up with a lot of cool ones. Also, Polaroid comes up with a lot of really neat ones. I'm going to show you guys my favorite. So here, let me just type it in so I can show you what it looks like. So you type mock-up, and it comes up with these, and you just find which one you like that you want to download to use on your Instagram stories. And once you have it downloaded, you can use it. So I'm going to show you guys some of my favorites and how they work. So this is one of them. As you can see, there's an iPhone in the middle, and you can tap on this. Stop that. You can tap on this to change the color. So it changes the color of the background. So that way you can use it for your branding. If you know me, everything's pink. And so I go to like a pastel background. Okay. And then I want to add my media in. So I just click add media down here. And then I'm going to go down here and find a video of Blakely skating. Let's grab this one. And so now here's the story. Ooh, which way? There we go. So you see how it looks like. There she is skating. And now I can click on here and type any text I want to, right? Like I can make it as, I can add stickers, I can add text, I can do whatever I want. But it just makes it a little bit different, okay? So that's mock-up. I'll show you one more. Let's go. I have some for Polaroid. This is another one of my favorites. Have y'all seen like the torn paper look? So if you click on it, it changes as well. Get that off. And then I can scroll down here at the bottom to different little pieces of torn paper. Sometimes people will message me and they're like, how do you get that torn paper? I don't even know how to. There's one where the tear's on the front or top and bottom. But a lot of times when you're creating stories, you want them to kind of have a theme where they all kind of go together. And this is a really quick way to do it. So that's a mock-up. And then also, let's see, here's another cool one that I like. Oh, this is my favorite though. But hold on, I'll show y'all this. Stop it. I'll show y'all this one first. So this is another one. I mean, I just want you guys to see all the different, this is all just on Instagram. Once again, you can tap to change the backgrounds. And add whatever picture you want in there. And your picture has a frame. You don't have to go to any other app. You don't have to download anything. This is all right here on Instagram. Another one that I like, and that you'll see me use a lot, is this one. It's the phone again, but I like these backgrounds better. So, I mean, as you go through and play with some different ones, you'll find different backgrounds that you like. And it just has the phone in the middle so you can add your media. I'm trying to find one that really sticks out to you guys. Hold on. Okay, so let's go with that one. And then I'll click add media. And this time, oh, before and after pictures would be amazing on this because as they click, everything stays the same and only the before and after picture changes. But let me go and grab a picture just to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, and so here's a picture of me. And it just, like, y'all see how different that is? And then if I saved this and then used this same thing but uploaded a different picture, and so I had it where every time they clicked, everything stayed the same, but the picture on the little phone changed. some of you are like, Kayla, we got this. But if you don't, if you didn't know you could search effects and do so much on Instagram, people don't use Instagram near as much as they could. Also, changing the background to your question. What I mean by that, if you are not using the features on Instagram besides just polls, you're missing out. Okay, so let me show you guys what I mean. Okay, so let's say I want to work on this story. So I'm going to click the sticker button. Here's all the different features that you can use. And then I'm going to go to questions, just your typical question. I'm going to tell me your favorite, something like that. Okay, so I'm done with that. And then I'm going to click on the text button. I'm going to choose my color theme, which is pink. And I'm going to do a dot. Okay, done. And then I'm going to make that big. And now I have a background just for my question. And it just makes it stand out a little bit more. Sorry, I hate when people show like just their phone like this. I really need to do just a screen record of it. But I just want you to see more than anything is you can have a lot of fun with your stories right on Instagram. A lot of times whenever I am creating content creation is one of the things that I do for one-on-one, and I do it all on Instagram. I don't even use other apps. I do it all on Instagram. So I just want you to know what all you can do on there besides just putting up a picture. Like even whenever I'm telling you, just flip the camera around and show what's going on. You can, just like whenever I went skating with Blake this last weekend, I used one of those filters and I used it on it, and it looked like a little cell phone in the middle with her skating in it. And then I added all my stickers and all the fun stuff. Like you can still make it different. You can still make it stand out even more and show behind the scenes. Like, why not? Adding stickers. Make sure you add stickers. They have so many cool stickers. I bet your company even has stickers on Instagram. If you search for your company, you're going to find some really cool stickers on there. Make sure you're using stickers. Having a call to action. Make sure you have a call to action, whether it's taking a poll or sliding the little thing on how you feel. Like, you know, did y'all know you can change the emoji on that as well? Just in case. Guys, I'm telling you, I could do an entire like 1 hour training on Instagram. I'm not going to do that to y'all, so don't worry. But, so whenever you go to stickers, oops, that's not stickers. When you go to stickers and you go to the little slidey thingy, okay, you can change that emoji to whatever you want. I always change it to the girl raising her hand. It's just what my audience reacts best with. So you can change that to, where is she? There she is. You can change that to whatever you want. So now it's the, why can't I figure out the camera? Now it's the little girl raising her hand instead of whatever it was before. So you can change the emoji for the ask a question, but have some type of call to action on your stories. Just like I'm going to tell you, there's no sense in doing a status or live or anything like that without a call to action. Stories need to have a call to action as well if it's about your company or product. If it's just behind the scenes, you're good. But if it's about your company or product, you better put a poll on there. You better put, you know, something, a slider, a question, some type of feature, okay? And then this is where I was talking about turning the camera around and just talking. So whenever you do that, what are some things that you can for sure get people to respond with? Just like in groups, whenever I coach you guys on how to work groups, that's how you'll work this. You'll ask for advice, opinions, or help. That's what people love to give. So you flip the camera around and you're just talking. And you're like, yeah, guys, you know, I need to talk to you because my washer's acting funny, and so I may start looking at other washers. I was wondering if I should go with like a top load or a front load. People are passionate about what kind of washer you should go with, by the way, if you didn't know. And so I was wondering if I should go with a front load or a top load. What do you guys think? What do y'all have? Let me know. And then you put a little question feature. What do you have? Or a poll that says top load, front load. Okay, you'll get more with that. Or you flip the camera around and you're like, hey guys, I need your help. I'm trying to, like anything, any kind of opinion, advice, or help. People will give it. And just flipping that camera around and talking to them, people love that because it feels like they get to know you. And without ever talking to them, you build the like, know, and trust factor. You can use stories to build that like, know, and trust factor like nothing else. But it takes being consistent. It takes being, for some of you, having a little bit of courage. It takes knowing all these different features that you can use that can make yours stand out. And it's not difficult. So many people, they're like, well, I don't want to, I have like 7 apps to do stories. I'm like, why don't you just use Instagram? Like Instagram is made where you can pretty much make your stories right there on it and never have to, like, you can make them all in Instagram. Yeah, right? Like everything can happen in Instagram. You don't have to have all these different apps. Okay? But the thing is being consistent and then showing behind the scenes and showing who you are and sprinkling more of that in than your company or product. Your company and product should just be as sprinkled in as the fact that you like cooking, as the fact that you have dogs, as the fact that you have a child, as the fact that you like to knit or crochet, as the fact that you like to eat hot Cheetos. Like, I don't know. That could seriously be one of my things, though. I don't eat them anymore, but like, man, do y'all like hot Cheetos could have been one of my things. Anyways, but you should flip the camera around and you just show what's going on. Any questions at all? We kind of rushed through that, but I want to really share with you guys, stories are changing the game for people. There are people that are launching entire businesses. One of my friends, Jessica Hovey, launched her entire business through stories, her entire business. And it's successful, her entire business through stories. Like, that's what you have your hands on. So I want to make sure that's one of the tools that you're using. Some people are part of companies that do not allow them to post on Facebook, like pages, or not pages, but on like Facebook walls, they don't allow them to make statuses with their information. So they're doing it all through stories and they're killing it. But it's not because they're showing their company and product. It's because they're showing who they are and sprinkling their company and product in. I think it's such a, I don't know. I think some people feel like it needs to be more of their company and product in themselves sprinkled in. They have it backwards. And that's the last thing people want. People want to see who you are and then sprinkling company and product. If you're in Momentum Masters, I'm about to hop over there at 8. So in about 20 minutes, we are doing day 3 of an onboarding system, how to launch new team members. So I will see you guys on there. As far as this being Momentum Maker, I hope I got that right. Momentum Masters is that one. This one's Momentum Makers. We finished up stories today. If you have questions, put them in the comments. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, you can comment there or you can comment on the page. Just make sure you ask, because stories is one of those things where people do have questions, but sometimes it doesn't hit them until they go and try to use the story features. Oh yeah, Jacob, a lot of times, story audience and a newsfeed audience. That's so true. Sometimes we post a story and audience at the same exact time just because like it's 2 different audiences. You're exactly right. A lot of the times it's 2 different audiences. Isn't that crazy? And Facebook's actually showing stories more than they're showing statuses now. So if there's ever a time to start using it, it's now. Guys, kill your Wednesday. I want you to use stories today. I want you to play around on the Instagram features. I want you to show behind the scenes. I want you to flip the camera around and talk to them and ask for advice or help or opinions. Start showing more of who you are and sprinkling in your company and product, and watch your story views skyrocket.